one thing. There's one thing that separates man from all of the other animals on the planet, including women. One thing. That thing is simple. Men actually have the ability to not be controlled by their emotions, defined by their emotions. You see, every other living sentient thing doesn't have control of its emotions. You can see this when you deal with almost anything. Clearly, we mean women as well. You see that yourself. It's apparent, but it's more apparent in other things like dogs, for instance. We see this with wild dogs. When two wild dogs start to fight with one another, well, they usually fight till one of them is dead or dying or bleeding out, so to speak. This is rarely the case with men. Now, there are simps out there and little boys that'll get their feelings hurt and they'll be like, well, I got to show this guy how tough I am, how badass I am as a man, so I got to take him out, or I got to do this, or be malicious, or this is still something that young men struggle with. Young men who haven't learned to control their emotions, how to exercise a level of self-control over those emotions. Unfortunately, there are still men out there that struggle with this, that suffer with this great battle, trying to control themselves. Many women never get this at all. Most ever. You'll see them in their dying days, old and gray, still holding a grudge from Betty Sue from the first grade because she colored the wrong way. Anything can spark this in other people, but men are the exception to this rule. You likely have the ability to control your emotions, not to go crazy based on your emotional state, not to make a decision that might hamper or hinder the rest of your life based on you had a stupid emotion. You see, the reason this is important is because this often leads people to a bad place. There's many old sayings you've probably heard, like never make a decision while you're angry, guys. The problem is you tend to make a bad decision based out of anger, not logic or reason or where this will take you as a decision. You just simply make it out of anger. And this is problematic. Not good. It ends badly for you, the decision maker, the person that said, to hell with this guy or this girl or this whatever or this job or the laws, I'm going to take this guy out. You will pay the price of this decision. Now, there are bridges you'll need to burn in your life, obviously, guys. This will be apparent. Usually they'll burn themselves and you won't even have to get very involved. But know when to do that and when not to do that. Know when to exercise that ability. Some bridges don't serve you and never will serve you, and they've made that apparently clear to you. Maybe it's a job. Maybe you go find another job. But if it's just some guy that you meet in passing and you're not sure if you totally like the guy or you don't like the guy, don't let him know that you may not like him. Just stay cordial, cool, see him through passing every now and again. It may come up that he has a job opportunity for you one day and thinks you're the perfect fit. And the problem was never him, it was actually you. You just didn't care for something in this guy, whether it was his character, his morality, whatever it was, you didn't like him. But 5 years from now, he may say, hey, John's the perfect guy for this job offer I have. I've had this happen. It's a good thing. So don't just run around torching every bridge you come to. Learn to control your emotion. It's the one thing that separates us from everyone else. Baby boys, noodleback, spineless men, men that get their feelings hurt and they're like, well, I got to end everybody. I'm going on a rampage and I'm stuck in your feelings, and acting emotional will not be a good place for you. This will not serve you well as a man, guys. This is the truth. This is the painful truth that many people can't actually understand. And it's sad, quite frankly, because you'll end up hurting people, your friends, family, your children, if you make the wrong decisions. If you make bad decisions based out of emotion and illogical thinking, it will end badly for the people around you because of your actions, because of whatever emotional thing you did. And you have to learn to be better than that. Be better than the emotional response guy. Oh, somebody stepped on your sneakers, so you got to Swiss cheese them up with the Uzi. No, you don't. No, you don't. It's not the end of the day. Quit buying such stupid, expensive sneakers too. I'm just being honest. Sneakerheads, can we chill for a minute, please? You know, if you're going to places where you might be in crowds of people and they might be stomping and stepping on your sneakers, maybe you don't go to them places with the fancy sneakers. Learn to control your emotions. In life, you will see over and over again a multitude of women that made bad decisions or emotional decisions that ended up hurting them in the long run. Many of them burned a bridge with someone who truly cared about and valued them, and they might need that help or hand later in life. Now, they won't think they do because they're going to think everything's going to be perfect as long as they're attractive. But when that day does come and they do hit the wall, they realize that, oh my God, all these things that people have said weren't just to hurt my feelings. They were actually true, that when you are a less attractive, older woman, you're on your own, kid. Yeah, people aren't going to let you come live with them just because you have a vagina for very long anymore. And then it would be based on love and respect and the caring kindness of people who cared about you before. But if you've burned all of those bridges, there's really not going to be anywhere to turn to, is there? I mean, let's say, especially if you're a girl and maybe your parents have passed away because you're getting to be 40 years old or so. Where would you go from there? Who would you turn to? All of the men that you've turned down or broken or smashed and shattered and left into, It's important to learn to control your emotions if you are a man or a woman, because it will serve you poorly if you do not. And I only say this from years of experience on this big ball of mud. I've seen this so many times in men and women. And I can tell you that other animals don't do this. Other animals will, squirrels will chase each other for months and fight for, just a constant state of drama and fighting and bickering and I don't like you and I don't like you and back and forth and back and forth, and until something, maybe one of them falls high enough up out of the tree one day, because they really don't have any other means of taking out another squirrel. You could bite one to death if you were a squirrel, but that would take a long time and be probably pretty messy. But this is why other creatures do this. Birds oftentimes will fight a lifelong battle against each other just for not liking one another. Guys, be able to get check on your emotions, or they will get check on you. They will dominate you, guys. Be careful of that. Be mindful. Guys, I'm Johnny. Thank you so much for coming by the show today. I'm going to be doing some live streams later on. Hopefully, plan to be trying to get back on here more in a little bit as well and do some other videos. I am going to do more of these talking videos with you guys because I've had people request them. They don't do as good as the reaction videos, but lately nothing does good on YouTube. Most manosphere people that I talk to that make videos are dealing with the same thing. So it's not just my channel. It is multiple channels that are facing this right now and going through a huge dip. And when I say huge, I think last month I had 320,000 views, and this month I barely had 100,000. So when your views are off by a third and your subscriber count is down by like 900 a month, obviously something is going on over at the YouTubes. Maybe it's new algorithm, maybe it's just regular YouTube fuckery as they do sometimes. I'm not really sure, but something is afoot. Anyways, boys, I'm Johnny. Thanks for coming by. Thanks for watching this video. We'll see you next time, boys.